Welcome back, everybody. This episode is specifically for people who are asking themselves, how do I fix my lower back? I'm hurting every time I bend over to pick something, or when you're working out, you're feeling lower back pain. I've contacted a trainer here in Montreal, Canada named Vago, also goes by the name Vago, an amazing coach on strengthening your core and stretching your lower back. So let's see what he has to teach us.
Before we start talking about core work, is an activation exercise to prep our body before the workout. So it's called the bird dog, and it's an extremely important and effective exercise to activate our core muscles, but also our back muscles, which are extremely important whatever workout we're doing, especially when we're lifting. Okay. So the bird dog, we're going to start in a quadruped position. So your hands are going to be right under your shoulders, your knees right under your hips, and the first thing we're going to do is lift our right hand, extend all the way, but we're going to try to pull the shoulder back so it's nicely into the socket and we activate our lats. Next thing we're going to do is lift the opposite leg. So we're going to lift our left leg, push the heel out as far as you can, but drop the leg so that it's in line with your glutes, and that way the glute muscle is working and our back is nice and straight, and we're trying to activate all of the muscles in the back. So your core is working to support your hips and everything else is working to stabilize the back. Feel it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Fuck is burning. So now we're going to keep this for 30 seconds, and then as soon as the 30 seconds are done, we're going to switch sides. So we're going to go forward, go into a plank. Your wrists are going to be in line with your elbows. So open your hands a little bit wider. That's it. In a tight fist. Perfect. So the reason I want the hands wide is that it helps us straighten this part. If he puts his hands together, the upper back has a tendency of leaning forward. So by opening the hands, it kind of straightens the back and puts the shoulder in position. Number two, the eyes are going to be right between your hands so that our cervical spine stays in line with the rest. And now, just to make it a little bit more difficult, okay, what I want you guys to do is imagine you're pulling your elbows back towards your legs. So we're creating tension this way. So you're pulling the floor as hard as you can without moving your elbows, but create tension backwards. You feel the difference?
By pulling forward like this?
Like pulling back, exactly. And that allows you to compress more. Perfect.
It's burning.
Now from there, I'm going to ask you to squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. Good. Now absolutely everything in this body, down to his knees, all the way down to his knees, is fully engaged. And that's what we want when we're doing the plank. It's about maximum tension in the body. Now another cue, just to make it even harder, also, as well as pulling back, you're going to rip the floor apart. So pull back and apart. Feel it?
Yeah.
Good. And that's only on his knees. So now we're going to go into a full plank with all of these cues. So all the cues stay the same. Hands apart, pull down towards your stomach and pull apart, and squeeze your glutes. I promise everything is going to be on fire. Okay, let's try.
This was fucking brutal, bro.
Full plank. And this is just a simple plank. So come up. Perfect. So now separate your hands a bit more. That's it. Now keep the elbows where they were, but just release them. There. So now we're going to come up. Now from here, pull the turf apart. Pull it down towards you. Squeeze your glutes and lift your hips just a bit, and now you get the most amount of compression in your core. That's it. And now try to keep that for as long as you can. But if you do a plank like this for 20 seconds, it's much more efficient than a half-assed plank for a minute or 2 minutes. This is much more important, and you can see how long you can last. It's very, very difficult. And honestly, if you're a complete beginner, I would keep working this. So I would just keep working the plank on your knees, especially if you're a little bit overweight and it's hard on your back to do a lot of core stuff. It's important to slowly strengthen. And the best way to slowly strengthen is to do this 10-15 seconds at a time. Then you take a rest, and you do another 10-15 seconds. And then I promise within a couple of weeks, even less, you'll get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then we could do 30-second sets, 40-second sets, up to 60-second sets. And what we're going to do from here is, as he's laying like this, we're going to keep the feet on the ground. So we're going to squeeze the glutes, push the hips. As you're squeezing the glutes, you're going to push your hips down. And then we're going to lift the hands off the ground and lift the upper body as much as we can. Good. Now, by lifting here, he's activating all of the back muscles. So coming from the traps all the way down to his lower back. Okay, so just holding this position is very good for activating and starting to feel the muscles that we have in our back. Okay, now I asked him to squeeze the glutes so he can support his pelvis and keep the pelvis pushing down so that we don't overextend the lower back. Okay, so the feet stay on the ground. That's our number one exercise. Number two, little variation you can do from this position is lift again. So you lift your hands up, and then from there you're just going to come out and reach to the back. Hold it for a second. Pull your hands as far back as you can. You're going to hold that for a little bit, and then slowly bring it back without dropping your chest. So we could do that either for time or for reps. I would recommend nice slow movement like that. Start with 30 seconds of the repetitions without dropping your chest. Another one we can do as a third and slightly harder variation is from that same position over here. You lift up, you reach up as if we're grabbing something, and we're going to pull down and squeeze our back together. So from here, so from there, that's it. Your elbows are at 90 degrees. Lift your hands up as high as they can go. There, squeeze your hands as if you're pulling something, and you pull down so you really feel your lats working. And then slowly come up. Excellent. Keep pushing the hips down, the glutes stay tight. Everything else is solid because I'm stabilizing my pelvis. My legs are pushing into the ground.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And the most important thing is, don't forget to do these stretches every morning if you can, or right before bed. And most important, if you're gonna go train, right before you're training, stretch.
Great. And don't forget, Vago's the name, and crushing his fat is the game. This shit here.
Don't poke it.